Hey guys, welcome back to the front line. And that's official now, ain't it? Because guess what? We changed the name to the channel, to the front line. It's the most obvious thing to do. Alright? Plus, I don't want you guys to have to do too much digging, too much searching. If you want to share the channel, I want it to be easy to share. So, we just did what made sense to me, okay? And now we've got us a name change for the show. And guess what? I thought it would be a good day to talk about names. So, did you guys know that there's something hidden in names? In our Torah? Yeah. It started with Sarah, didn't it? Yeah, guys. Before I get started, guys, I want to apologize for being late for the show this week. Oh man, I'm actually going through these days in a blur. I've worked 48 hours already, and I still have another. I'm going in tonight and going in tomorrow night, and so guys, I can't keep up with what day it is. I went to work on their holiday, and I don't have a problem working their holidays. Actually, I love the double pay. I love to let them have that day off and let them go idol worship and do whatever it is makes them happy. Some people are knee deep in their idol worship and they're not gonna budge. All right, guys. So, hey, you like it? I love it. While they're out celebrating, I'm celebrating the money. We could always use help with getting our bills paid, right? So I just kind of rake up that there, and at the same time, this is also my eldest son. He would have been 30 this month, and his birthday is actually on the 30th. So I try to preoccupy myself with a lot of things to not get my mind on him, you know, and how significant of a loss that is for me. All right. Um, it's the best thing I can do, to put one foot in front of the other, y'all. And anybody else who might be listening who's had a loss like that, my heart goes out to you, as a mother. Okay. If you've lost your mother, I know what that's like too. I've lost two of the most important people to me, and this was the month that my mom died in as well. So November's rough for me, guys. So is February, but we're getting closer as a family, so I'm sharing with you guys more. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna share with you guys at the end of this episode that I actually had my name changed. It's a funny story. So you guys call me Shamar for a reason. That was not that wasn't a mistake on my name. And it does mean guard. With an S actually. Guards. It's plural. I got a lot to guard here on this front line. I'm guarding the truth, y'all. I got a watchful eye on our Torah. Alright, so I'll share that story with you guys at the end because we're family and I wanna bring you guys in just a little bit as to kind of like my journey whenever I can. I know I just popped up on the scene out of nowhere, but I got a story. You guys all do. You know what I mean? We all got here it's not by chance. All right. All right, guys. So let's talk about what's in a name. I'm sorry. I keep with this dead loop stuff. I do apologize. I actually wanted to pull in on this picture right here. I don't need to see the video. I need to see the picture. This right here, guys. What is she holding in her hand? And doesn't she look weary? Who is that, right, guys? Well, that's Leah. Okay? And we know that this name has been on my radar, right? Because ever since we found out that Sarah is actually chief, okay? And that she was the one raised up, if we are looking at what the Creator did as far as names are concerned. I mean, I don't know that I would call somebody a chief if they weren't. You know what I mean? So, uh, it seems to me, according to the Torah, that it is, let's move that it is Sarah that's raised up, guys. It shows you that the root of the word Israel is based in the name Sarah. Okay, so tell me that I'm making this up. All right. I mean, according to their very own etymology, if you do an etymology search on Israel, it's going to bring you to the name Sarah. So why is it not bringing you to the name Abraham? I showed you guys that Israel is linked to the woman. Israel is linked to Eve. Israel is linked to Sarah. It's the woman I'm linking this to, guys. And I'm going to keep showing y'all even further. All right, guys? How Israel, the northern kingdoms, are linked to Rachel. Okay? All right, let's go. Let's go on this journey. And also, I'm going to show you how the name Leah seems to be an anagram for the name Helah. Well, guys, I showed y'all what the Helah was, didn't I? Didn't we go through the Infinity Stone, guys? Didn't we go through word for word with the etymology for the word living, how it was linked to the word stone, how this Helah is immortal? Guys, come on, man. We ain't doing no lighthearted research over here. We are digging because our lives depend on it. So what are they hiding with Leah, man? Who is Leah the mama to? Huh. Simeon, Reuben, Levi, and Judah. Judah sinned for 40 years. Levi, didn't they wipe out a whole village? Didn't they say something about the Levi? I'm going to have to do an episode after this, probably, concerning Leah's children, guys. Because there's some things that went over our head. Simeon and Reuben, the things that they had done to lose their placeholders amongst the tribes. Guys, and come on, we know how many tribes there are, so if I'm mixing some of this up, I didn't even want to come to the table yet with this, actually. So this is me saying things prematurely before I have actually got my facts more updated and recent. So this is by memory, guys. But I'll get one together concerning those four children because we need to talk about this stuff with these tribes. All right, and we're gonna link this to Leah. You know, y'all saw Leah holding that chalice. You know, she's looking sorrowful. Well, what does that sound like, guys? Let's go. Let's go to Genesis 29, real guys. I don't have a lot of time. I gotta get to work. I gotta get out of here by 5. So let's do this. I'm gonna give you guys let's go down. This is when Jacob gets to Pan Aram, okay, and he's looking for Laban, which is his mother, Sarah, which is Sarah's brother, okay. So he's looking for Laban because he knows that he's got family in this area, you know. So what do you want to do? You want to link up with your family, right? So he finds a watering hole, which is really strange, guys. The water is always linked to the woman too, guys. Okay? Y'all better pay attention to these little subtle clues that they've been giving us in the Torah, guys, as it concerns the water. All right? That's all I'm going to say. You do your own search. Okay? In your spare time, do your own search concerning that water and the woman. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so let's get right here to verse 10. So we had 29 and 10. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near, and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was, it's Rebecca. I didn't say Sarah, it's Rebecca. And said that he was Rebecca's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass that when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, and embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him to his house. He told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for nothing, for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? Now notice that he told Jacob, who would have been his nephew, right, that he was his brother. Okay, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. The men knew that they shared a really close association. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right now, but pay attention to that. All right? So he asked Jacob, you shouldn't be serving me for, just for nothing. What do you want in exchange, right? And Laban had 2 daughters, we're right here in 16, right? And the name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. And Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. All right? And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy daughter, the younger daughter, right? And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went unto her. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for a handmaid. So notice, Zilpah is first Laban's handmaid. All right? That's the mother of the other tribes under Leah. Okay? She was first Laban's handmaid. All right? So, and it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then have you beguiled me? You tricked me, basically, okay? Notice, beguiled, tricked me, right? Jacob was tricked here, so was Eve. And Laban said, It must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. He could have told him that, though, couldn't he? Fulfill her week, we're in 27, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid. So see this? Bilhah is first also Laban's handmaid. Unbelievable. I never caught that before, guys, that both of these handmaids that were given to Jacob prior were his father-in-law's handmaids. So what good could come out of that? So I'm going to say, y'all. All right. We're in 20. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet another 7 years. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she had said, Surely the Lord have looked upon my affliction, now therefore my husband will love me. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, Because the Lord have heard I was hated, he have therefore given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, Now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have bare him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, Now will I praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah, and left bearing. Okay, so you see here, guys, that the first 4 sons are we have Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah. Okay, and then this bearing thing just kind of keeps going on. And this is where Rachel messes up. She's not waiting on the Creator. And she has Dan by Bilhah. Okay. Then you have Jacob by Bilhah. Oh, sorry, not Jacob. What did I just say? Jacob by Bilhah. Oh, gosh. She had a second son, and at that time she calls his name Naphtali. All right. But, you just see them going back and forth until finally Rachel has Joseph, and then she dies giving birth to Benjamin. But this back and forth of the women competing for Jacob's affection, right, is going on right before our very eyes. And what do we still do in this very day and age? Compete for the man's affection. All right, guys, so let's go back here because I want to get into the names of Rachel and Leah, right? Because we had that Marvel thing up. Just for the sake of, I just thought it was strange that we would see the name Leah in there, and I realized that it's an anagram for the word healer. All right, guys? Let's go to the name Rachel. What does Rachel mean, guys? This was really interesting to me. Rachel means you. E-W-E. All right? From the noun Rahel, you. Aharel, related names. The name Rachel in the Bible, Rachel is one of 4 ark mothers of Israel. She is one of 2 wives of Jacob, sister of Jacob's first wife, Leah. Note that in the Levitical code, the marrying 2 sisters became prohibited. So she's a daughter of Laban, who is the son of Bethuel, who is the son of Nahor, the brother of Abraham. Notice it does not list Rachel's mother. The 2 sons of Rachel are Joseph and Benjamin, and Rachel dies while giving birth to the latter. Rachel changes her son's youngest name to Ben-Oni, but Jacob changes his name to Benjamin. Rachel is buried, by the way, to Bethlehem, Ephrath. Rachel's name appears in Greek in the New Testament. We're not worried about that. Well, all right, the etymology of the name Rachel. The name Rachel is identical to the word Rahel, meaning you. All right? The noun means you, a female sheep, guys. So we know that Rachel means a female sheep. Now, let's keep reading because this is important. It occurs only 4 times in the Old Testament, which suggests that it describes a specific sort of you. Norse. This is a study Bible, sorry. The name Rachel means you. Still, it must be noted that sheep and such are mentioned very often in the Bible, because Israel was an agricultural society after all. Yet, our word occurs only 4 times. This suggests that it doesn't simply refer to any old ewe, but rather a special kind, or one in a rare fix. What fix might be is unknown. But this rare word that is so famously used in Isaiah, like a sheep that is silent before his shearers, so he did not open his mouth. All right, so they gave us a little more context there. But Rachel means a ewe lamb. All right, that's what it means. And it only occurs 4 times in the Old Testament. Okay, guys? Let's go to somebody else's name. I want to go to Leah. I'll go back to the other ones. Not this one. I want to go to... I have a... Here we go. Sorry, guys, I forgot to drop that in the folder. All right. Leah, meaning wild cow or wearied. So we have 2 sisters, one whose name means you for a lamb, a specific kind of lamb. All right, guys? Only used 4 times in our Torah. And we got another sister whose name means wild cow. So do we think that this is by chance? I mean, wild cow is not flattering. So I don't imagine that her parents wanted to give her this name as a flattering name. You know, there's definition to this name, but it's not a flattering name. So it's not like you would say, for something cute like Bunny, hey, Bunny, that's a cute animal, right? I've heard of women named Bunny. So why would you want to name your child Wild Cow? See, so guys, this is what I was talking about when I told you guys that there are hidden context in our Torah. Let's keep going. From a cognate word meaning wild cow, from the verb to be weary or grieved. Now, how could she be worried and grieved before we knew she was going to be worried and grieved, that Jacob wasn't going to love her, she was going to be unloved, right? Leah is one of 4 arch mothers of Israel. She is one of 2 daughters of Laban, son of Bethuel, son of Nahor, with Milcah. Now, remember I told y'all, when they talked about Rachel, they didn't tell you who her mother was. Right, guys? But in here, they want to tell you that Leah's mother is Milcah. Right, guys? I don't believe that. I call bullshit. And one day we're going to get into that. They just want to link her to Milcah because Milcah is noble. But Milcah is linked to Sarah, which we know Sarah is the chief. All right? They want to disassociate Rachel from Milcah. But notice they put Milcah in here for Leah. Right up here, right there. Why is Milcah not mentioned under Rachel's? If they're two sisters from the same mother and same father, why is this article biased and only showing you Milcah for Leah? Because they want to put that Israel birthright on Leah. But it's not so. You remember Joseph's dream, right? What did he say? I had a dream that you were all kneeling at my feet. What did they do? They wanted to kill Joseph. They sold him into slavery. That's what those brothers did. All right, guys? You think there's something noble about that? Joseph had on the coat of many colors. So did Tamar, didn't she? I'm showing y'all something. They don't want y'all to see this hidden hand. Let's keep going. But they want you to think that Milcah is associated to Leah, the wild cow. I've been digging over here. And I'm going to prove to y'all that Milcah ain't associated to Leah. Milcah is associated to Rachel. That's why they didn't put Milcah under Rachel's. But this is a lot going back and forth with genealogies. So I don't want to distract y'all or confuse y'all right now. But that pissed me off to see that in here. Because that's the lie they've been telling. Alright. Leah is the sister of Jacob's second wife, Rachel. Alright. She's the mother of the first 4 sons. That's why they want to associate her to Milcah. Because that nobility comes through Milcah. Alright. Look, Dinah. Right. She has Dinah. There's 2 mothers being linked to Rachel and Leah. Dinah and Milcah. Now, who would name their child after their mother? Probably, I can't get into it. I'm going to confuse y'all right now, so I don't want to do it right now. But I hold on to the fact that it is Leah who gives birth to Dinah. Okay? I want y'all to hold on to that fact because it's going to be important later on when we get into the mother line. All right, the story of Leah is one of heartbreak, shown in the subtleties that go largely unnoticed by popular Bible students. It really shouldn't. See, they're very sympathetic to Leah, this author. Look at how long her storyline is right here. It showed Rachel no love. All right, the story of Leah is one of heartbreak, shown in we read that already. Leah became Jacob's first wife through a trick of her father, Laban. It was really Rachel who Jacob was after. When Leah gives birth to her first son, she names him Reuben. We know all of that. All right. When her 4th son is born, she seems to undergo an awakening, and she names him Judah, to no longer aim her zeal at Jacob, but at God. She probably aimed it at Hela, guys. The son of Jacob, born from her maid Zilpah, namely Gad and Asher. Yeah, guys. She names out of intense bitterness. Issachar. In her 5th son, Leah finally seems to express some happiness. Zebulun means glorious dwelling place, but it is highly unlikely that Jacob actually finally moved in with Leah. It's more likely that she recognized her husband in the 6th son she had living with her. Zebulun means cloud, guys. So weird thing, weird thing. We're going to have to trace what was going on with Leah in the naming of these kids. All right, guys. Poignant note of consolation. Leah was entered into the family grave. I came here for this. Together with Jacob, Isaac, and Rebekah, Abraham, and Sarah. She ain't supposed to be in there. Leah is not supposed to be in there with Sarah. While Rachel was buried somewhere by the way in Ephrath. My mother is going to fix this. That just dawned on me. That's right. I mean, I knew, I was already irate that Rachel was not buried here. That Rachel, they buried her in Ephrath. She's buried by herself in a lonely tomb. This is how wicked her sister was to her. And guys, I was raised by my mother's sister and have similar experiences, guys. I'm not kidding you with that sister hate thing, because my mom's sister, man, oh, guys, I can't get into it, but she's a pastor right now, boy. She's a trip. But yeah, Leah saw to it that Rachel did not get buried into this tomb, which, what do they call this tomb? It's at Macbeth, the tomb at Machpelah. Machpelah? Yeah. I might not be saying it right, guys, but do your research. It's the tomb of the couples, guys, of Sarah and Abraham and Isaac and Rebekah. But Leah should not be in there because she is not from the line of Milcah. So she's not from the line of Sarah. I'm going to prove this to y'all, guys. Watch. All right. But she's in there. She's into it. She's in there. She saw to it that she would be. All right. The name Leah is identical to the verb meaning to be weary or grieved. All right. The verb means to be weary or grieved. Tila, meaning toil or hardship. Probably to complement the name Rachel, meaning you. How could it be a compliment? A ewe is a female lamb, is gentle, and then you have a wild cow. So let's stop it, y'all. Right, the Bible name list turns to the cognate in Arabic, right, and read wild cow. But to a Hebrew audience, the name Leah may have resounded her position of grief and offense as she was Jacob's least loved wife. Hence, Jones' Dictionary of Old Testament proper names reads worried. I call BS. It means wild cow. Just what it said right here. All right? And that's not by just coincidence, guys. Watch this. All right, let's go back to you in the Bible. Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. Yeah, there's this weird story about Abraham with these lambs. And it's only mentioned a couple of times, guys, just like the Torah told us. The ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves, whether it be cow or ewe, ye shall not kill it and her young both in one day. And guys, I think this is code for killing a woman and her child. Y'all think I'm joking. You know, the men wrote these verses, and I'm seeing stuff hidden within these words, especially when you do the etymology searches, guys. So I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's starting to look like when you open up the Torah that every word in every sentence needs to be investigated, guys. There's a surface meaning, and then there's the latent, the below the surface meaning, guys. And I'm getting the below the surface meaning right now. At the surface, it just looks like Rachel and Leah. Below the surface, now I'm linking those names to other scriptures in our Torah, guys. So wait till you start digging on the wild cow, linked to the wild ox, and how many times you find that in Torah, and how you never knew, like, what is this telling me? What is all this references to animals? Cows and heifers. Guys, they were using code. The heifer is a woman, guys. The cows of Bashan, remember, they used that as a euphemism to describe voluptuous women. This Torah has been hiding latent material, guys, that I'm finding. And this is what I'm sharing with y'all right here, right now. These matriarchal names are code word for something else, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And we need to link them to what's in the Torah to figure out when there's a reference to an animal, what it's actually talking about, guys. We heard about all of this human sacrifice, guys. Y'all don't understand what I'm finding in here. And I don't have time to bring y'all up to speed. I'm trying to fast forward it for y'all. And I know I'm going to lose some people in this journey, and that's okay. But I got to do what I got to do. I can't keep hiding this from y'all guys and trying to figure out how to bring it to y'all. This is my best shot at it right now. You know, the Torah is way more advanced than what Marvel got going on. Watch and see. And Moses wrote the Levitical laws, guys. Moses is linked to the Vatican. What the Levites were running around and doing, killing people and taking over kingdoms and all kinds. Listen. Me and Universe were talking. That sounds like colonizers, guys. And lo and behold, I linked them to the Vatican. You do your own genealogy study. And then you come back and tell me I'm lying. Moses is linked to the first Holy Roman Emperor. Do your own research. Because I've done mine. That's why I can say it. But the poor man had nothing to say but ewe lamb and Samuel. Look at numbers. So ewe is mentioned, they said 4 times, but I see it more than 4 here. For some odd reason, it seems like they weren't including the Levitical. I don't know, but this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's just something hidden. And you're just going to have to get to digging, guys. The ewe. Rachel, a female sheep. Rachel, compare Arabic to migrate. See, so the Arabic for Rachel is to migrate, but the Arabic for Leah is a wild cow. And then the Hebrew for Rachel is a ewe, while the Hebrew for Leah is wearied. So neither is flattering in either language for Leah. Is the ordinary Hebrew word for ewe and they have it as just a ewe. See right there, guys? Is the ordinary Hebrew word for ewe, but is translated sheep, though with clear indication of sex. Clear indication of the sex. Okay? It's female. This line that's coming from Rachel, this branch, it's female. And I told you we ain't got no place for dolls. Y'all think I'm joking when y'all see this female kingdom come. My mother's going to tell you, I sent her to tell y'all. Whether you want to listen or not, that's on you. She sent me to tell you. It's coming. It's clear indication of sex in context, guys, right here. And they're linking it to Isaiah 53, Song of Songs 6:6. To suckle is found in Psalms. Oh, what did I just press? Oh, I'm going to press something else. Oh, it took me to the scripture then. That's nice. King James Version says, are with young that give suck, have their young. Remember that great forsaking, what's coming, guys. The ladies and their children. You might, from the context, be you or she-goat that climb, and indeed seems to be used here as a term applying equally to either being used elsewhere for one of a flock of sheep or goats. All right, guys? Listen, the fact that it's a you, the fact that it's linked to Rachel is showing you this is a female line coming out of Rachel, guys, coming out of Sarah. Israel is linked to the woman. So keep having these kids with women of other nation. Keep trying to graft them in. Good luck to you. I didn't write this law. The Torah said it. Can't wiggle your way into this, y'all. You can't box us out. The covenant is with us. Let's keep going. Let's talk about the wild ox in the encyclopedia. Because that's what's linked to Leah's name, right, y'all? Come on, let's do it. Guys, I am multitasking like you wouldn't believe. All right, the wild ox. Unicorn. Right, guys? What did I tell y'all? This is the one. This is the one I was looking for. The wild ox, guys. The unicorn. The unicorn, guys. Check this out. The wild ox of KJV is discussed under the oryx. All right, guys, that's that mythological creature. It looks like a bull with bangs, guys, like yaki hair or something in the front. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look it up. Guys, get busy. This is why I say that serpent is not, guys, y'all got to go back. Balaam said, bring in the women of other nations because he could not curse a nation that was blessed. So he got in through the men. And they bought their STDs, and that's why the serpent was linked to venereal disease, guys. These worms are linked to the women. These words are code. Y'all gonna see. So the wild ox. Let me lighten the screen. The sun came out. Mess with my screen. The wild ox is discussed under the oryx. There is general agreement that the true wild ox, properly known as the aurochs, is the of Scripture. It's the beast of Scripture. And it's unfortunate that earlier versions give us its mythical name, the unicorn. All this shit with the unicorn now, and oh gosh, you're seeing it, guys. We're just seeing unicorns everywhere. We just can't figure out why, right? The splendid animal, now extinct, so they're saying here that it once existed, was the wild species from which domesticated cattle have been derived. It was larger than most modern breeds, and the bull was blackish brown with long horns pointed forward and upward. In prehistoric times, the aurochs ranged over much of Europe, West Central Asia, and parts of North Africa, including Europe, Egypt, where it was already becoming rare in the reign of Thutmose III, who would travel far to hunt one. The last Egypt documentary evidence for it is dated around 1190. Ramses III, but it is still common in the Gezra, Zerah. Assyrian kings also hunted it heavily. All right. After the last recorded European specimen died in AD 1627, it disappeared. Long before the Christian era, there is no real proof of its existence there in the biblical era. The context of the 9 occurrences provides some useful information. This is what I was telling y'all guys. When you do that search for the wild ox, you're going to see this link to passages in our Torah. And it's going to perplex you at first. You're like, what? What is this thing about a wild ox? Until you start realizing that this is code. The strength of a wild ox. The aurochs was the largest and most powerful wild ungulated then known. Deuteronomy speaks of the horns associates them with domestic bull. Isaiah groups it with bulls and other clean animals. Job 39:90 clearly contrasts the wild ox with domestic cattle used for pulling the plow. Figurative passages, they're going to say. These are all figurative passages, but they imply a close acquaintance with the subject and leave little doubt that the wild ox is being described. Also that it was then a familiar member of the fauna of nearby lands, if not of Pal itself. So guys, y'all see this connection? If you don't realize that they're speaking in code, right, a lot of the Torah is going to perplex you, right? What does it say, though? In the end, they will not be perplexed, right? So Rachel, right? Rachel did a bad thing, guys. She took something when she left her father's house, and she hid it. Machpelah, that was the name of the tomb, guys. She hid it underneath her, and I think this is why Rachel actually dies in childbirth. You know, I can't prove that, but so I don't like bringing these things to you guys, but I'm trying to make sense of it, okay, of what happened. Okay, why did she die so early? But a lot of our true matriarchs died early. Sarah left early, right? And Rachel did. Anyway. All right, so right here, it says she died bearing, it's in the highlighted purple. Finally fertile, she dies bearing her second child, Benjamin. Jacob buries her where she died in her own tomb and not in the ancestral tomb of Machpelah. Why is she not in there? Because Leah didn't want her in there. Leah ain't got no business in there. They hid a big secret from Jacob. Milcah is not Leah's mother. Adina is her mother. That's why you'll see some places that Adina is the mother for both of them. That's a lie. Some places you'll see Milcah is the mother for both of them. It was an important clue that Jacob only had one daughter. Because what did that daughter get named? Dinah. And who named her Dinah? Leah. So who was Leah's mother possibly? Do you think it was Milcah or Adina? You answer. Exactly. You're going to say you think it's Adina because she named her daughter Dinah. Exactly. There's our clue. We don't need to look at the genealogy. Leah did it for us. She named her daughter Dinah after her mama, Adina. Don't play. So we know whose mother is Rachel's. It's Milcah. Don't play with us. Those are those 2 bloodlines I've been telling y'all about. Didn't we talk about the mother's ex? Didn't we talk about when we talked about Bathsheba, guys? I talked about the bloodlines of the mother. That's critical. Look at all of the crap that Levi, Simeon, and Reuben were doing. And look at what Judah was doing. If we look at the fruits of what they were doing, guys, we could tell they ain't come from no Milcah. We could tell they ain't come from Sarah. They came from a Dinah. Thank you, Leah, for naming your daughter Dinah. Yeah, I'm a damn detective. I don't play no games, guys. Mother hired the right one. Trust me on that. So you either get on this front line or you're going to be left out and under the rule regardless, because this kingdom is coming, whether you want it to or not. The men have had their heaven on earth. If you're listening, you ain't one of them. So don't take offense to what I'm saying. I'm stepping into my rightful rulership, y'all. It was hidden from us, ladies. Come on. The legacy. There's one more twist to the story. Rachel, who died young, becomes an image of tragic womanhood. Her tomb remains as a landmark. See Samuel 10:2. Why was her tomb a landmark, guys? And a testimony to her. She and Leah were remembered as the two who together built up the house of Israel. Bullshit. Rachel was the ancestress of the northern kingdom. Bang! Right there. Rachel was the ancestress of the northern kingdom, which was called Ephraim after Joseph's son. Who had the dream, y'all? Joseph. Who's kneeling at Joseph's feet? Yeah, y'all. It's coming. It's coming. It was called Ephraim after Joseph's son. After Ephraim and Benjamin were exiled by the Assyrians, Rachel was remembered as the classic mother who mourns and intercedes for her children. More than 100 years after the exile of the north, Jeremiah had a vision of Rachel still mourning, still grieving for her lost children, daughters. Moreover, he realized that her mourning served as an effective intercession, for God promised to reward her efforts and return her children. After the biblical period, Mother Rachel continued to be celebrated as a powerful intercessor for the people of Israel. Now, y'all. Oh no, but it's Leah, right? Oh no, but it's Leah holding the goblet here, right? Messing around with Hela, right? It's Leela. It's Leela. It's Leah, right, y'all? No, it's Leah, right? And her trickster kids with the skanky handmaid that used to be her father's, right? This is what Jacob was running around doing. We just gonna gloss over that, right, y'all? This is what's going on in this book, y'all. That's why Leah is Hela's handmaid. All right, guys. Oh, yeah. This is why the scepter doesn't depart, right, from Judah until Shiloh, until Joseph returns. The northern kingdom was invaded. What did I tell y'all? They wasn't having that. Can't be giving this stuff over. They don't even have a rightful claim to it because they don't come from the line of Sarah. Cat's out the bag. They don't come from the line of Sarah. They don't come from Milcah. I don't know who the hell Adina comes from. I'll have to dig on her. But I'm here to tell you, Judah, Simeon, Levi, all of the ones running around tearing up the place, they don't come from Sarah. Now, you want to call me a liar? Prove it to me. Prove it to me, because Leah already did the work for us. She named her baby Dinah, the only girl. Didn't they tear up that village for when Dinah got raped? Yeah, y'all. You got the men running around giving out birthrights that they don't have no right to give away. Because Rachel came from Milcah, not Leah. That's what's in a name, y'all. And that's why Jeremiah sees her years later grieving for what's taken. She's grieving. For what's taken from Joseph by the men. Y'all, I know what I see. Y'all don't have to see it. I'm thankful that no man can take anything from me anymore. Uniface and I were talking, man. And men, please don't take this personal. These are my experiences. We agreed. Anything bad in life that's ever happened to us was by a man or because of a man. And I'm talking about from childhood, guys. I'm not talking about we haven't even really gotten into adulthood. From birth, guys. My father named me Peon. It means a nobody. He named his son Gerard. And my father's name was Gary, the Spear. He named his son the Exalted Spear. I believe my father is Judah. I've seen them with the fez hats, guys. I've seen them. Yeah. He's a Rus. Right? So that name's been linked to the kin of Judah. So I don't doubt it. But I believe my mother is Ephraim. And I hated that name. My mother's sister raised us, which is my aunt. You know what I mean? I gave y'all my word voice. My aunt, she raised us, and let's just say we went through a lot at her house. A lot of abuse, guys. And when she adopted me, I was allowed to change my name. So at 11 years old, I'd never seen this name before. I just made it up, I felt like. And lo and behold, I get in my 40s and I finally looked the name up and I realized it means guards. And I realized I could not have given myself a name that meant something so significantly. That my mother corrected what my father did to me. And now I'm here on the front line, watching and waiting. I guard this damn line. You want to get to it, you need to come through me. Because the truth is right here. All praise my mother. My father has gotten a lot of praise. My knowledge comes from my mother. I am made in her image. I heard somebody tell me one day, you walk around like a lioness. That's because I am a lioness. For my Creator. For this Torah and for Israel. You don't got to believe this kingdom is coming. You don't even got to see it. I see it. Trust me. Well, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get ready for this night. Another 12 hours tonight, guys. And tomorrow night. So y'all keep me prayed up. I'm keeping y'all prayed up. I love you guys much. And I'll see you guys next week. If all goes well. Everything is day by day. I'm so close to my son's birthday. So, guys, that makes me really emotional. But much love to y'all, guys. I'll see y'all next week on this front line. I ain't going nowhere. This our front line. All right. Take care, Israel. Much love.